Hello and welcome. Today we are diving into an exciting and essential topic, DMIT. Joining me is the special guest, Mr. Shahid Khan, who has been at the forefront of DMIT. Thank you for being here, Mr. Khan. First of all, I'll ask you, what is DMIT?
Thank you, Bisma ma'am, and welcome to all of you. So DMIT is basically a dermatographics multiple intelligence test. It's a psychometric tool which helps us to understand the various multiple intelligences of a human being, of a person. So it is basically used to understand the various aspects of a person. So whenever we want to understand a person, there are different aspects like what is his intelligence, personality, then what are the different acquiring methods, learning styles, and there are many other aspects. So basically, DMIT helps you in that. So dermatographics, the word is basically dermatographics, means to read the skin. So that is why it is called as dermatographics.
Okay, sir. Fine. How does DMIT work, sir?
DMIT is basically a almost 250-year-old science. So it started with the premise that when the modern hospital started, so there were certain babies who were born. They were not able to survive, but there were a few things which were noticed that the babies which were born without brains had no fingerprints. So the research, and it was when this thing was reoccurring, so it was decided to research that what is the connection between brain and the fingerprints. So then it was found, two things were found, that no fingerprint was matching, which means that every fingerprint was different. And the second thing was that it was not changing over the period of time. So in late 19th century, police and revenue started using this as unique identities, fingerprints. And later on, the research kept on going, and it was found that fingerprints are formed in the fetus when the brain is forming. So, in the 13 to 26 weeks, so basically when the brain is forming at the same time, this was found, and then more research went into that how these fingerprints basically tells us that what are the total neurons in a special part of a brain. So if we say brain, then there are 10 compartments of the brain. So there are two brains, left brain and right brain, which are further divided into 5 parts, and every part is for some intelligence. So whenever we are talking about brain, it is about the different intelligences like intrapersonal, interpersonal. So every finger is for some area, and by reading that finger or fingerprint, we can understand that in which area how many cells are there. Similarly, then we create a complete report for that, which helps you to understand that which area is stronger. So if there are more cells in your intrapersonal is strong. If the cells are less, then intrapersonal is weak. Similarly, for all the intelligences, and then the combination itself, that what are your strengths and weaknesses. So a complete report is generated, and on the basis of that report, we counsel the child or a person.
Okay, sir. Fine. Is DMIT scientifically validated, sir?
Yeah, there are a lot of research books which you can found that can be found. Many books are written by Indian author also. Theodore J. Sperry is the most important researcher and author who has written several books on this. So this is I told you that this is a thing which is being researched for more than 200 years.
Yes, sir.
So it is today all the biometrics are being run through this only. So all the biometric devices are using fingerprints because it is a unique identity.
Okay.
So there is a lot of research which is available. But yes, there are some people who feel that this is not correct. So I'll say that come to me. I am doing this thing from almost like 10 years, and the accuracy is almost 99%. So action speaks louder than the words. So many a times what happens, people are skeptic when printing press came to the world. There were many people who said that printing press is not good. In fact, I'll say that Muslim world lacked the advancement during that time because they refused printing press. When computers were coming to India, people said that it is not good, for that it will take employment. Now it is giving the maximum employment. So many a times, whenever there is something new, people are skeptic about that. Even the mainstream psychology is also, if you'll say that TAT, PAT, Rorschaching blot test or other testing are not that accurate. Still, they are being used because people have understood the importance of psychometric testing. So people were afraid of going to psychologists or psychiatrists earlier, but now things are changing. There is no more taboo for that. So people are taking these things. But yes, whenever there is something which is new, people are skeptic about that, and they take time to accept that. But whoever is who is not convinced can meet me, and I'm sure that I'll be able to convince him or her.
Okay, sir. Can you tell me, sir, please, how are fingerprints linked to brain development?
Look, when we do dermatographics, it is basically we are telling the inborn potential. So basically, I told you earlier also that the fingerprints are formed when the brain is getting formed. So if you'll say that in fetus, the baby is initially is like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what happens? The prints which are the brain is forming on similar patterns. So every finger is for certain department. So wherever the prints are being formed are formed because of the brain cell distribution. So cell distribution is random. Okay, so that is why there is no two prints are same. Every print is different.
Different. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
and it is formed in the fetus itself. So this basically tells you that what is the inborn potential. Okay. After that, the other thing which will impact you is the outer influence. So like अगर आप समझ लीजिए कि you have a good apple tree with you, okay, apple plant, or I'll say. But if you will take that apple plant to Nagpur or some other place, it will not grow. So potential is there, but outer influences or outer ambience or environment is not there. So it will not work. So it means that both the things are important. Inner potential is also important, and the outer influence is also important.
Sir, what age group is DMIT suitable for?
It is suitable for all age groups. We basically start from +2 because we can start from earlier also. But it is suitable for all age groups. So if you'll say that for kids, it's important कि parents को help मिल जाती है to understand the child, how to basically treat him, how to handle him, how to help him in studies and other things. Then जैसे जैसे बड़ा होता जाता है 10th के बाद, how he can choose his subjects after 12th, how he can choose his streams, when he's going for job, what kind of job he should do, when he's in job, what he should do so that he can excel in that. And on the other part, spiritually, how this report helps you to understand the happiness of that, what will make you happy, what are your trigger points, stress points. So all those things. So this report is for everyone. So there is no age bar. So you can say from 2 to 80 or 90. The oldest person I have brain mapped was around 82. So you can say that it is used for everyone.
Okay, sir, fine. How can DMIT benefit children, students, or adults, sir?
So it is beneficial for all, as I told you, that it is helpful for students because students who are studying, so parents can understand that if somebody is weak in logical areas, so what will happen? So they can help in that, understand that he's already weak in mathematics. So what we basically tell that mix strength with the weakness. So if somebody's strength is music and somebody's weakness is music, so we'll say that teach him maths musically or visually or kinesthetically, so whatever is strong. So we mix the strength with weakness. And then we also understand that what is his aptitude in particular subject. So we don't push for a limit. Like some student who can get 60 marks in maths, so we should be happy that he's getting 60. If he's getting 70, we should be more than happy that he's exceeding his limit. Okay, so we should know that what is the total aptitude of the person. So the problem with this education system is that parents want that all the students should get 100 marks in all the subjects, which is very difficult. And that is the reason there is so much of depression. And overall, the students are running after marks. The schools are also interested only in marks. Some schools are giving marks for free. But that is why our society is not growing that much, because we are not understanding our kids properly. Every student is not meant for every subject. So some students are maybe good for maths, some
Maths.
good students are science,
Science.
some could be good painters, some can be good writers. So every we should customize the plans for every student, especially the most important age which is being left is 0 to 6, where because after you are born, the brain cells keep on growing, but they keep on growing till the age of 16. But the maximum cells grow till the age of 6. So we can still help to increase the potential of a person by employing the various activities during that first 6 years, which can help to improve the potential also. And later on, also in schools and colleges, we this report will help you all the students to understand their strengths and weaknesses and customized their studies accordingly.
Okay, sir. What areas of intelligence does DMIT major, sir?
Pardon, I have not listened.
What areas of intelligence does DMIT major?
Okay. So its measures, I told you that it is the multiple intelligences. So there are basically 10 intelligences. Your intrapersonal, interpersonal, logical ability, your visualizations, both internal and external, kinesthetic, gross motor and fine motor, linguistics, musical and naturalist. So these are 10 areas
Okay.
which are being measured in this. So every area is for something. Like intrapersonal means your self-control, interpersonal means handling others, logical means your reasoning, your numerical, your geometrical abilities, internal visualization means the ability to fantasize or imagine, fine motor is basically the fine muscles. Gross motor is basically the full body use. Linguistics means language, verbal, writing, non-verbal. Musical means the power of listening, so processing, understanding of voice tone. Naturalist means the observation power. And outer visualization, which is basically the understanding of shape, sizes, color.
Okay, fine. Sir, how is DMIT different from other psychological assessments?
Look, there are many psychological assessments which are used for intelligences. There are many puzzle tests, many questionnaires, and other things. For personality, there is TAT, PAT, Rorschach, ink blot test. For other things, there are many other tests. But with all the other tests, there is a problem that those tests are very subjective. So if you are solving any puzzle, so if your mood is good, maybe you will solve the puzzle fast. So it might seem that your intelligence is high. On the other hand, some other day, if you are solving some other puzzle and your mood is not good, you had some fight at home, or even the weather is not good, maybe you will not be able to solve the puzzle as fast as you did earlier. So your intelligence will look less. Similarly with personality also. So there are a lot of subjective things which can affect your responses. Whereas DMIT is completely objective. We don't ask any question. We don't even meet the person. We just take the fingerprints and we prepare the report. So there is no subjectivity which is involved. So not even the bias that if the person knows someone, because most of the times we don't even know the person whom we are taking the prints. So there is no subjectivity. It is a complete objective test, and I can tell by my 10 years of experience that there is not even a single report in which I have found there is some discrepancies. The accuracy is almost 99%. So that's why. So this test is completely objective and gives the correct picture, whereas other psychometric tests have those problems, that it has to be totally controlled in controlled situations, and it is more of a subjective evaluation rather than objective evaluation.
Okay, sir. What information is included in a DMIT reports?
So DMIT report basically contains a lot of things. First, it tells about the basic your 10 compartment percentages, that how many cells are there. Along with that, we tell that then the your 5 compartments, which we are prefrontal, frontal, and all those areas. And then we give a report of left brain and right brain, that which is stronger. Then we talk about the multiple intelligence according to Howard Gardner's model, so in which we include 8 intelligences. Then we give all the sub intelligences of these intelligences. Like maths, there are 3 sub intelligences, like numerical, reasoning, and geometry. Similarly, in linguistic, we have 3 sub intelligences, like verbal, non-verbal, and written. So every intelligences and their sub intelligences. Along with that, we give personality reports. Then we give that what are the good acquiring methods. Then learning styles. Then we talk about what are the different professions which will be good for a person. Along with that, we tell about the quotients. So we talk about not just IQ, but we give IQ, EQ, which is emotional quotient, creativity quotient, and diversity quotient. So it becomes a comprehensive evaluation of a person. Almost it works like an instruction manual for a person, that how to handle a person.
Okay, sir. So can DMIT identify learning disabilities?
Yeah, it can understand. Like if somebody is there are somebody who has a weak fine motor skills. Okay, so he or she won't be able to write properly, or they will get frustrated while writing. So if we understand that this person is weak in fine motor skills, we can devise the right kind of strategy for that. Like similarly, somebody who is very low in intrapersonal or interpersonal, so they'll become extremely volatile and impatient or shy. So we can understand that these person are of different personalities, and we can create the specific customized plan. So we can understand different disabilities through which. But there are other things when we talk about disabilities. Uh, when we talk about special child, so what happens? Those are slightly different cases. Those are mainly more of biological problem where there has been a severe cell damage in some area. So if you'll see some special child who has been hit in fine motor or gross motor, there's fine motor and gross motor functions are not working. In that case, DMIT won't be able to help too much because there is already a physical damage. So potential has been lost. Okay? So, but in those cases also we can help the kids so that we can understand, because their basic potential we come to know, and we can help accordingly.
Okay, sir. Is DMIT helpful for corporate teams or professionals?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I have helped a lot of corporates in that. So basically, if you are employing someone, so you can shortlist that what kind of person you want to employ. So similarly, if you have already employed certain peoples, you can redistribute the work, that which person can be good for what. So like if in a hotel somebody is looking for housekeeping, so I'll say that go for a person who has a better naturalist intelligence, because that person will have an eye for detail. So maybe somebody with low naturalist ability will not be that good in housekeeping. Similarly, who is somebody who is at desk should be good with good intra and interpersonal, so that he can manage people well. So similarly, every profession or every person working at a certain place requires certain kinds of. So you can it is not that you need a particular kind of person, but you can employ different kind of people and give them appropriate jobs according to their aptitude.
Okay.
So this is very very helpful.
Okay.
And I feel that all corporates or all companies should take help of DMIT. That will not just boost their income, but will also create an atmosphere of happiness in their department. Because if you are keeping a person at the right place, like if somebody is working in a bank and he has low naturalist ability and high gross motor, he will not be happy in sitting in bank, because he will be impatient and will get frustrated. That is why if you'll see in happiness index, India is far behind many countries. So we are not a happy country, and the reason being that most of the successful people also are unhappy. Unsuccessful to unhappy hote hain, but most of the successful people in India are also unhappy because they are not working at the right place.
Okay.
So they should be doing some other job.
Okay, sir. What is the role of counselors in interpreting DMIT results?
So it's very important. A counselor, especially an experienced counselor, can only understand that how exactly the report has to be understood. Because the report is basically a data set, and it has to be interpreted properly. If the report is not interpreted properly, then the person won't be able to understand the right kind of that what is the right kind of personality is there.
Sir, can DMIT results change over time?
No. The only thing which changes is basically the outer influence. As I have told you that this report basically tells you the inborn potential of a person. It does not tell you about anything that what will happen in future. This is not a future telling report. So it tells about the inborn potential. So as I given a earlier example, that if you had an apple plant, now if you are taking him to either in Shopian, in somewhere in Kashmir, the
Yes, sir.
plant will grow one day and give you fruits. But the same plant, if you'll take to Nagpur or
Nagpur,
some other
yes, sir.
place, it will not help. So what will happen? So you will say that, okay, you said that this person will do good and that, but you need to give the right kind of atmosphere or ambience also. If you are not giving that ambience or atmosphere, automatically that potential is lost. So just imagine that Sachin was born in Gurez or Tangdhar. So he won't be able to become that player. Na? He would
Yes,
not
sir.
have. So what would happen? The Sachin required Mumbai. He required those kind of coaches, those kind of stadiums. Only then Sachin could become. So we would have a lot of Sachins in Gurez and other places, or even in Kashmir. But their inner potential is there, which may match to Sachin also, but their outer influence is not matching. So potential won't change over the period of time until unless I told you that we can work some on the potential till the age of 6, a maximum till the age of 16. But after that, you cannot change the potential,
Potential.
but you can utilize the potential. The most important thing is utilizing the potential. Other thing is also there that we are not working on neuroplasticity, which is basically increasing the potential of the brain. So it's like you have 1 lakh rupees with you, but you are utilizing only 5,000 rupees. You are leaving 95,000 rupees to rest, and you are not utilizing that amount. So that is a bigger problem. That whatever potential we have, are we even using that potential or not? Are we using at the right place or not? So it's like कि आप चिड़िया हैं और आप बोल रहे हैं किसी को तैरो, or if somebody is a fish and you are saying fly.
Right.
So that is the wrong use of potential. You should utilize fish for swimming and you utilize bird for flying.
Okay, sir. Are there any risks or limitations associated with DMIT?
I would not say that there are any kind of risks. Yeah, only risk would be that wrong interpretation of report. If somebody is taking a report from a person who is not, I'll say that who is not experienced enough, or who is not working properly in this field, so there can be wrong reports. And if there are wrong reports, there can be wrong interpretation. So that is one risk. But that is only in case if the report is wrong. Otherwise, I feel that there is no problem with this report. This report gives you the exact. The only problem which I have seen, that there are many parents who have their preconceived notions that I'll make my son doctor or engineer or something like that. And when I tell them that their aptitude is not suitable for doctor, so they
or
get
engineer.
sad or demotivated. They think, no, this report is not good, this has made me. So that is one problem is there, but that is more of a mindset which I feel that people should change. Your kids should not become what you have not become. If somebody has not become a doctor, he or she thinks that I'll make my son or daughter doctor. So you should think that whether they are interested or not. So you should take in account their interest, their aptitude. Only then you should decide about their future.
Okay, sir. Sir, one last question.
Yeah.
How widely is DMIT recognized and used?
Widely, it is used in like several countries: China, America, most of the European countries, Australia. There, it is used widely. Even in India now, it is being used in a lot of other places. But yes, still people are skeptic, and I'll say there are still people who are not. In fact, in India, if you'll see that we don't invest on ourselves, that is the biggest problem. If you'll see that we'll invest on chips, chocolates, soft drinks, clothes, shoes, phones, on everything, but you'll hardly you'll see that they are going for some kind of training other than their degrees. So they'll spend only where they are getting some kind of degree, or otherwise they won't spend. So that is a big problem in increasing these things, because they will think that what will I'll it will help me or not, because they'll think, okay, everyone is going to school, so there is a routine which is happening, going to school, college, universities. There is a blind race of becoming a doctor, so you'll see that need centers JK, वो क्या कहते हैं, AIEEE and all those engineering colleges, they are full of students. Why? Because they don't know what they want to do. But what has happened? What has happened that you have so many drug addicts, depressed students, and suicides happening regularly. People are not understanding that if they are not utilizing psychometric tests, so they will end their uh, student's life in either depression or drugs or suicide. So this is not something which will, like earlier, psychiatrists or counselors or psychologists meant that somebody is abnormal or mad or something like that. It is not like that. This is basically understanding the person. You have to understand. I'll feel that 90% of the students should not be in the NEET or AIEEE coachings, because they are not meant for that. Every student is not meant to become an engineer or a doctor or something like that. There are other professions which they should follow. And if we are not like going into this direction as soon as possible, I see a very dark future for our future generation. And parents are basically going behind a I say blind destination, and they are feeling that this is the only way, by going for these examinations or these kind of careers. They are spending lakh of rupees. If they are not cracking the entrance examination, they are sending them to Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Ukraine, even Siberia, China. So students are going here and there, and people are selling their properties and doing whatever they can in their own sphere, and they are trying to make their students doctors, engineers, without realizing that whether it will suit them or not, whether they'll become a good doctor or not. So I'll say that if really people want to to think better for their kids or for their future, they should take help of psychometric testing. Otherwise, they will regret it after maybe 10 years or 20 years, but that will be too late. So that's their choice, but this is my advice.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So we are very thankful to Mr. Shahid Khan to giving us very fruitful information